Okay, that is our portal. We also have a little bucket of water under each one of our chairs. We're going to put our left foot in the water.
I've got a chair factory in the garage.
She's got chairs coming off the...
Fuck did that other nut go?
Where's my nut? Has anyone seen my nut?
I'm not the one who's so far away. Megan, did you come all the way to my house to infect me with that song? Because
I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm not the one who... And then I had to spread it around in order to feel better.
Yeah, and now I have a rash in my brain.
It's an itchy rash.
Does anybody remember the show on MTV? It was like a spooky paranormal show, and that was
on MTV?
Yes.
Was it like rock hauntings or something?
It's like the beginning of the MTV fall from heaven.
Yeah. You know what was not a fall from heaven was Beavis and Butthead on MTV.
Yeah.
I was watching some clips today, and just it's so fucking funny.
Mike Judge is the man.
So brilliant. Such a visionary.
Lucas was telling me he bought back Beavis and Butthead because at first he sold it to MTV back when animation, it's just like a new thing they were trying out, adult cartoons or whatever, and then he sold it for like $18,000.
Oh shit.
But then found a way to like make a lot of money off of it and bought it back, and
good for him.
I know I was watching Idiocracy, which is pretty good.
That is a good movie.
I didn't finish it because it just there was like no story. It just became whatever commentary, like social commentary.
It's like electrolytes. It's what plants crave. And everybody's so fucking stupid. All they want to see is somebody get hit in the doinker by a boinker.
Yeah, no, he was spot on from the moment that.
So good. And the President Camacho, like the wrestler dude.
Change. It did feel a little like it was, I don't know what the right word for it. It was like Urbanization became like the stupid people, and I was like, oh, that's kind of shitty. I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's hard because when you squeeze a bunch of people like per square foot, they don't get stupider. There's just more of them, so maybe you notice more about them, because rural people are fucking stupid too, and there's
no big chains and whatever.
Yeah, I don't know,
but it's like whatever. I thought it was still fucking funny.
Yeah,
good movie. His
thing the tour bus, Tales from the Tour Bus or something, maybe that sounds too much like Tales from the Crypt, but he did this really good show about, let's see, Bootsy Collins, Rick James, I think. I don't know. Good stuff. Mike Judge. Shout out Mike Judge.
Shout out Mike Judge.
What's up with all your cups, bro?
I don't know. I don't know. Just feeling sippy.
I got you a glass of water.
Thank you.
If you prefer fizzy, I'd be happy to drink that for you.
Sometimes I can't control the burps, but today I feel like I am burp commander, so
good.
I can control it and be fine with it.
Burp commander.
I was... Before Megan came over, I was trying to really quickly inhale a bunch of quantum mechanics.
It's easy, light reading.
Light reading. I don't have anything to... I'm not going to sit here and like regurgitate the stuff I wolf down without really chewing. But it's the future, guys.
Quantum mechanics. It's the future. We called it here on this podcast first.
I think a fun tidbit to put into everybody's ears is that China just recently demolished all the quantum computer records in terms of beating computation times. And so their processor, which is in qubits, I like that, qubits.
Isn't that a biblical measurement?
Qubits? What?
Like the Noah's Ark was measured in cubits?
I don't know, but I'm down
Fact checker. Who was our fact checker?
Noah's Ark fucking quantum mechanics.
Dude. 2 of each. Is that positive and negative?
Is that binary? Zeros and ones?
0, 1, 0, 1, 0. We are cracking into something really fucking sinister right now. Noah's Ark. Please continue.
Where was I?
Qubits.
What did I say before qubits?
It's measured in qubits.
The Chinese computer that totally absolutely fucking demolished the record holding for quickest computation time. So they just did a problem. They solved a quantum equation that took their processor 3 milliseconds, and it would have taken a standard supercomputer 3 trillion years.
Thank you.
It's so hard to wrap. They've been doing quantum computers since the 80s. That's a lot of decades to sit and work on something. Yeah. So I hear that and I laugh because I'm like, okay, what? I can barely comprehend a week ago. But to think that that power is waiting.
I want to know how. I want to know, I mean, like, obviously I've got a lot of learning to do because there's a lot of base knowledge you probably have to understand in order to comprehend what it means to build a quantum computer.
It looks crazy, and it looks like this gyroscopic long tubular tower because it's using subatomic particles to generate information, like mass amounts of information. But the best way I could describe it from the 20 minutes I got to chomp down was that computers operate on a binary system, zeros and ones, and that's how it reads information. Okay, quantum computers run on amplitudes. And amplitudes remove the probability of 0 or 1, and they expand on it, so they make it like amplitudes are waves. And when you match amplitudes, so if you get 2 amplitudes together, this was like the extra dimension that I understood to help them propel beyond the binary, was that you can match amplitudes, and then that adds a third probability of never existing. So with that extra dimension beyond 0 or 1, they have another form of calculation which is not existing.
Okay.
And so now it generates, instead of 0 or 1, it can generate on another axis of probability.
So it's almost like X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, something similar to that. And that blows everyone's dick off.
That just blew my dick off. I don't even know. Because like waves, amplitude, like peaks and troughs, but it makes me think about your God piano, you know?
That's exactly the vibe I'm getting from this, and the way that they're getting so excited about this is because it's almost like our comprehension is catching up with something that will propel us forward in ways that we can't fathom.
Right. I was just thinking, are our brains equipped to understand what we're about to unleash?
I think very few people understand, and they're really spearheading the way forward for quantum computing.
So we kind of just have to trust them.
Yeah.
Because we don't understand, but we want to understand.
Yeah, they're surrounded by people that have a better understanding than us. You know, they're surrounded by college professors and dick-dacks and wick-knots and whatever. But
that was my major, dick-dacks and wick-knots.
They showed what I would assume God to look like, which was this 3D rendering of amplitudes. Because like amplitudes in computing is based on probabilities. So if you're adding this whole extra dimension of probability, which is never existing, it's kind of like, whoa,
yeah.
What can we do? And that kind of matches, like, all of these scientists were emphasizing how absolutely alien the quantum realm is, and our logic and our common sense does not apply. So they're having fun because nothing makes sense.
No holds barred. You can pull hair, you can bite. Well, it's like, I don't know, since Einstein's general and special theories of relativity, I feel like there's been efforts to try and unify the very, 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 very small and the very, 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 very big. But they seem to operate on different systems. Like particle theory, or, you know, quantum mechanics, things pop in and out of existence, and we don't know where they go or why they leave or what they're doing.
Well, it's almost like our own scholarly conditioning would kind of affect our imagination or our ability to comprehend the abstract.
Yes, but we're made of those particles, and to think of them as being so insubstantial and to even just like pop in and out of existence, like how come we can't push through this wall? You know?
Right, and I feel like we will one day. I mean, that's what they're saying. It's like, I think when physicists say we'll never be able to go the speed of light, and it's like, dude, you can't think like that. Because there's gonna be something that you don't understand and something you can't fathom come in and blow and rock your world. So don't ever say, you can't speak in absolutes.
But the thing about C, or the speed of light, it's like the linchpin of all of our understanding of how everything moves. And if it wasn't constant, then none of our rules would be rules.
Oh no. And then what? Ooh.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah, I feel like to understand the quantum realm, you do have to be like a little crazy.
Yes. And I feel like your comprehension would have to encapsulate not just this is true, but the thing that is false against that truth is also true. It's like sort of just, it's not black and white. Everything is a million shades of gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
How's your quanta today?
My quanta. How's my qubit? I've got a few qubits left. I'm good.
Yeah.
Should I get deep?
Please.
Okay.
I would be honored.
It's a permeating, persistent thought, and I was telling about it to you yesterday. And so I can't help but wonder if I keep thinking about it because I should meditate on it, or what do I need to recognize or see? I don't know. But I was at a restaurant on a business trip, and I was like 3 feet. I mean, not even. It's like you're just crammed into someone else's business. And I was just watching a sweet little baby be a baby, and then its dad just be really gruff with it and really, really shitty. And it was hard to stomach. I wasn't hungry. I lost my appetite because it just wasn't, like, the baby just started crying every time the dad would come in and rip the baby from the mom and shove it in a baby seat. And then the dad would be like, "You're fucking spoiling the baby. You're spoiling the baby." And all I could see was just this guy who was so jealous that he wasn't held and he didn't get the juice that he wanted, and he didn't get, there's a romance with a child, and there's the touch and the caress, and like you see women in tribes with babies strapped to them until they want to walk, it's like until they want to go away. And I do recall a peripheral headline saying like that attributes to higher IQ. It's like if you're touched and loved and you get all those bits that you need, you're gonna be smarter. You're gonna foster a smarter kid who feels the desire and the motivation to think beyond what it was given, versus if it constantly lives in fear. Think about how absolutely detrimental it is to its brain development if it's always wondering if it's safe or not.
That man. You become that man.
Yeah. And he had no comprehension either of like, this baby was between 6 or 9 months old. I mean, it was like baby. He grabs its crayons. He's like, "Color! You color! Color! Color!" And he kept repeating it. And I was like, "Ooh, you're kind of damaged."
Definitely.
Like, and he had tattoos all over his neck and his face and his cheeks and his forehead, and I just see pain like when I see that.
Can't you just see his dad or mom doing that to him?
Yeah, I can.
Like when he was a baby?
And I just wanted to look at him and be like, stop perpetuating your own pain. But I don't want to interfere in case he takes out whatever frustration on his kid and his girlfriend or wife or whatever, and I don't want to do that. So all I can do is just honor the baby's suffering, which is a part of the spiritual practice, and think about it. And hopefully, you're going to turn out rad, and you're going to get beyond it. But like, why do I keep thinking about this? I guess because it was shocking and gross and traumatic and like
because
such a bummer.
The bond that you've forged with your baby is like the most important thing you've ever done, maybe. And you've put so much work and effort and all of that into forging that intimacy to ensure that her brain bits are courageous and confident, and she can leave your side one day confidently and do what she wants to do instead of perpetuating this cycle of pain and fear and grasping and clinging. What
is so enticing about squashing innocence? Because Lucas and I are talking about this too.
It's jealousy, right?
Well, but think about rich old creepy people behind the curtain who are raping little kids, you know, or it's like, what? Like, what's the sexy thing about squashing something so bright? Like, what is that? Is that just like...
I'm reminded of the quote from Fight Club where Tyler Durden beats the shit out of the angel face dude. He's like, I just wanted to destroy something beautiful. It's just like a sinister... like destruction, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just a fucking like symptom of evolving from an ape. Like, it's just like one of those things where you're like, you can't explain it away. It's just like part of manifesting from evolution.
Yeah, I feel like it goes back to us being flesh material, like mutable, like mortal shit and disgusting shit. Made of just gross stuff. Life is gross.
Pustules.
But then we have like this higher self. Like we have our virtues and we have our values and we're like courage, bravery, moderation, you know, like all that shit. But it's like, I don't know, you kind of just want to revert back to your most base self.
Is there, Megan, what can we do? Like in the vacuum,
have to lead by example, Whitney.
we have to like let's get in the vacuum of our mind, you know, where everything's great. And
yeah, in that case, I don't know what I would have done in your situation. I don't know that you could have done anything.
Yeah, I know.
If you had a business card, you could have like put on a ruse and been like,
would be nice.
Hey, I'm Whitney, and here's my card.
And then it's with like this message of just like, do not let generational trauma affect your child.
I was imagining you somehow giving it to the woman without the man noticing, and it's like your phone number, and you're just like, call me if you need anything. I'm only in town for a few days. I'm in town.
I was only in town for 4 more hours, but
yeah, I don't
give
know.
me a call.
I think it's so tragic because that is more common than we actually see.
Oh my God, this was just they dined and dashed, you know, they were out of place at like this. I was paying $15 for fucking lunch. It's like, well, it's
for a sandwich. That seems common now.
I know. That's so insane to me. 15
It's bread. It's fucking bread.
God damn. Most people can't go spend an hour of work on a fucking sandwich.
Yeah, well, if you think about it like that, you're not going to want to spend your money ever.
I know.
You're like, I did work for 1 hour for this. This is bullshit.
Yeah, but is it like really good olive oil, you know?
I went to the bike shop this morning and I picked up a pair of socks. It's like biker socks. It was like $14.99. I was like,
did you see all their cool snack stuff they have there?
Snacks?
They've got like snack themed bike stuff. They've
in
got
Hyde
like
Park?
At the Peddler?
Yeah.
Is that Hyde Park?
It's by
the one on
Flight
51st.
Path? Yeah. I didn't see their snacks. I saw the bells.
Did you see the hamburger bell?
Yes, I took
Okay, there's a hamburger bell. There's like a donut bag. There's a pizza bag. They've got a lot of like...
I thought you were referring to edible snacks.
Oh, no.
No, that's cool. I was going to get the hamburger bell. I might go back for it.
You should. I want one. You just don't lock your bike up with that shit on it. It'll get taken so quick.
Oh, right. I had a hamburger on my keys that like burped when you hit a button, and that shit got lifted from my keys. So, trust no one. But at the same time, if you don't trust anyone, then you'll never open yourself up to intimacy and
trust
love.
no one and trust everyone. Thanks, guys.
This has been the Quantum Hour. Where
open
things
yourself
are simultaneously true and false.
Open yourself up, then cut their throat, you know? I don't know what else to tell you.
No real answers, just more questions.
Yeah.
I have been you've been delving into quantum mechanics and like very forward thinking future things, and I have been reading like Stoic philosophy from 1st century AD. I guess there was recently a revival of this these ideals, like Stoic ideals with a capital S. It's like the governing of our emotions. Like our emotions are categorized as like feelings, like your initial human feelings, and then like good emotions, and then there's like bad emotions like rage, and they say like rage is a vice that completely overrides your rationality, and the best cure for that type of anger or rage is like time and space. Like give yourself a period of time to actually come back to your reason faculties and see that those feelings or that rage was coming from you misunderstanding, or like, I want to put it right. I want to do Seneca right. Here, I think I wrote it down this morning. I was thinking generally about the management of the self.
We can pause as you look and shout out to, I did the buy us a coffee. I set it up for the Megan and Whitney show, and thanks to our 2 little people so fucking much. It was so motivating, you guys, to donate money to us. I got us these motherfucking pop filters. I'm gonna put, and I forget the other, I remember his real name, but I don't want to say it, so I'll put on the screen name that he used for this. It's so fucking sweet.
Thank you so much.
Shout out them.
It means a lot to us.
It does. It really does. Especially those bits will just help the production of the podcast. So better mics. We're gonna set up my office. I think we should get like an alien with big titties.
Whoa,
like
yeah.
the neon, like the Let's Eat Austin, but something funny like that.
Oh shit.
Alien with big tits, right? Like that's what you want.
That's what we want.
I didn't think about it. I just said it.
It just fell out of your brain.
Yeah. It came to me.
But yeah, the stoic stuff has been helping me kind of because I'm just trying to increase my self-awareness and feel my feelings and understand them instead of like running from them or hiding from them.
Naming them is the first step.
Yeah.
And it's so rudimentary, and you say it and you're like, yeah, I know when I'm sad. It's like, no, you don't. No one ever turns to somebody and says, you know what, I'm feeling a little fucking pissed that you said that.
Right.
You know, no one can just, everybody's saving face because they don't want to fucking start a fight.
Don't want to be, make somebody feel bad.
Well, and I think too, some people have years and years and years of never expressing themselves, so they have no idea how to name stuff, and if they were to just even crack that pressure valve open, they explode. They don't understand what's going on. I've blackout raged before in high school. Like, I don't remember what happened, because if you were, like, my therapist and I talked about, if you never felt safe to be angry in front of your parents. And I was like, 98% of children are never allowed to be angry in front of their parents. You're going to get fucking smacked, or you're going to get a spanking, or you're going to get a timeout or whatever if you express rage. How much you'll never learn how to be mad.
It's scary.
It's scary.
Like, it's an epidemic.
It is, for sure.
Because now all these man babies and woman babies are running around and not able to understand what they feel or communicate it. I mean, I'm definitely on that journey, like deep, like trying to understand what's going on inside of me and then communicate it. Like,
that's tough.
It's so tough, but I feel like every time I get a little bit out, I feel so good.
Yes, and I think it allows you to be creative, and it allows you to think freely, and it allows you to express a little bit more freely if you can. It allows you to be more confident. You can like go into a situation, you're like, I can communicate this, watch me.
Right. Yeah, and it's also sort of building my trust in myself. Like, I do have a decent head on my shoulders. I can understand what's going on and make decisions that I can stand behind.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, I don't know, before I'm just like, I don't know, can you tell me? I'll do whatever you say. I'll do whatever you say because I trust you.
Wow.
Instead of trusting myself.
Wow. Yeah.
You know?
That's nuts.
It feels good to grow.
Yeah. I'm sure it does. Any Charlie? Are you experiencing any Charlie horses?
I think, yeah. I fall down every now and then and sort of forget everything that I've been teaching myself or learning, and have to pick myself back up and put myself back on the horse. But it really helps to like write stuff down and do a lot of reading, do a lot of talking with you. I feel like having you as a secure attachment figure is making me grow.
You told me that when we were just real casually over fucking rum old fashions. You're like, I have a secure attachment to Whitney. I was like, you do?
Yes. Well, so I read this book called Insecure in Love, which is about anxiously attached people who grew up with parents who, you know, in one situation were like loving and present, and then in another situation nowhere to be found. And just like that inconsistency sort of trained me to like not really know what to expect and like cling and sort of be on my best behavior so that I'll always be perceived as a very good girl and worthy of love. And like, am I being good? Can you tell me I'm good? So growing out of that has been earth-shattering. And so I'm working on my earned secure attachment, and one of the ways you can do that is to have someone who is just open and available to you and can help you understand.
Consistent. Someone
who's consistent.
I'm not like, in a lot of, sorry to interject.
Please go.
I have had a hard time with female friends because one minute they're like this, and then the next minute it's like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
And then you never go back to that because you're like, this is, I don't know what's going on here, but it's reminiscent of my mother, and I don't, it's not. So I'm consistent. You can come to me at any time of day and I'm like, what's up? I'm not like,
it amazes me how much bandwidth you seem to have. Like, how the fuck do you handle this shit? I can't even handle this shit, and I have like a fraction of the amount of responsibilities that you do. Serious question. Where do you get your power?
That is an excellent question. I think it
you're just trying to like show the ancestors that you got it.
I think something came out of me, and it was a really weird thing, and it was at a restaurant. This was like unbeknownst to me, wasn't thinking about it. I turned to Lucas and I was like, I'm a magician. And I was like, I'm a magician. And I feel like I could feel a past life part of me egging me on the other side going, yeah, yeah, you got it. Like, those quantum energies on the other side are always like kind of pulling you along and pulling your strings. So it's like, dude, you've been doing this for like 1,000 billion years. Like, there was always.
I do think that a lot of your power, if I could speak about your power, seems to come from your belief system. Like you have pretty solid beliefs in, where you come from, where you're going, like what is important, and you can prioritize those things and not really get lost in the sauce. Like you seem to understand the terms of your existence, and that seems to give you a solid foundation.
Yeah, I can't. Another conversation with my therapist, she's like, I don't understand why you're this way. And I was like, drive to survive, that's like thrive or die sort of thing. And she's like, no. She's like, yeah, but no.
No, that ain't it.
I just remember at a very young age seeing my parents and being like, I will be the opposite of you.
That moment was pivotal. Like that was the first day of the rest of your life, you know?
I will know how to fix my car.
Right.
It's not that hard. You know, I was just like always obsessed with like, fuck you, get out of my way. I can hook this up.
Yeah.
I can hook up the
so
TV
hot.
to the fucking thing. Stop thinking about it. Just plug it in.
Right.
You know, it was just like, and then I built a computer, you know, and I was like, this is fun. And it was so funny. I remember listening to, at the time he wasn't controversial, he is now, but Jordan Peterson was on this podcast years ago, and I was listening to him, and he was like, you know, women don't ever go into technology. They don't. They go into the arts, they become nurses, they do, because they're empathetic beings. They have that bigger capacity. And it was so funny. He was talking about that choice that they make. I was literally rebuilding my computer in nursing school. Like,
did you turn him off? You were like, oh, that's not true.
No, he was right. I was in nursing school, but here I was super passionate about technology, but a career in tech had never fucking crossed my mind. So he was right. I was like, huh. I thought tech is yucky gross. I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to be a dude. You know, like, I rather help people.
Yeah.
So I remember that. I was like, it's a fun hobby. I like hooking up all this stuff and all this junk, and then, but to do it as, well, I guess it is my job now. Never mind. Ladies and gentlemen. It's my full-time job now. Power.
Yeah, power. Realizing your power.
Etheric. Also doing psychedelic therapy in the dark, unearthing who I really am. Because I was super anxious and didn't make friends well and wasn't good at doing any of that. I could survive, I could cook, and I could pay my bills, and then that's all that I could do. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I started doing deep work that I could express or learn what I like more.
That's that pyramid. You're taking care of all your bits so you can get to the top.
Yeah.
It's a journey, man.
It's such a journey.
You're never gonna be your perfect self. Right?
Watch me.
She's like, oh, I will.
I'm taking Megan with me. We're going. It's happening.
We are going to be perfect. I feel like there's always room to grow. Always more to learn.
There's never not more to learn, but I think you reach plateaus in the gears of life to operate and help bring other people up there with you. I think that's the whole strive, is just to bring everyone with you, bring as many people as you can.
Like a Bodhisattva.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, they have attained enlightenment, but instead of like ascending and exiting the cycle of samsara
they
and
just stay
reaching
here.
Nirvana, they stay behind and they try and teach other people how to reach enlightenment.
They're eating
too.
wedding cake. They're like, yeah, hold on. It's really good.
I
I'll stay
don't
here.
want to leave this place yet. Like the sensory shit is so good.
911 dip, you know. It's got to stay for the good shit.
Yeah, Bodhisattva. That's how I refer to Aaron, the Bodhisattva of cooking. He doesn't have to teach us anything.
He doesn't. He also doesn't need to learn anything. Like,
but he's a constant learner too. Like, he's always trying to improve his shit. He did a pizza class with what's his friend's name again? I forget his friend's name, but she is dope and makes Japanese bread all the time.
Yeah.
She showed him a new pizza dough technique where you like knead it in the bowl with a bench scraper. You like drag it across the side of the bowl, and he's so jazzed. He's like, this, like, you can make a bowl shape with the scraper, and I'm just like, yes.
I've been thinking about lately how before the American propaganda of the war to say like, you need to work forever and it's your Jesus given right to lick Jesus' nuts in the workplace, and then you're like, yeah, just like dumb. It's like, you're like, you guys don't fucking see how brainwashed you are. Jesus Christ. You're so fucking far from like what America anyways. Another rant.
What does America mean to you?
But before all of that propaganda, rich people would use their money and they would build museums and, you know, art museums, science museums, libraries. They'd build roads because they were philanthropists. And wait, is that the right word? No.
Philanthropists give their money.
Yes. Philanthropists. I was like, I pictured people digging out. I was like, what? That's wrong. Anyways. we don't, I think now I'm not super sure because there's more people and there's more rich people, and obviously they donate to hospitals and museums still, but there isn't also like this totally flat prairie where it's like, hey, we need something, you know, it's like we've got a lot. So I think they've gone away from that. But if I was rich, Aaron, I would just like coat him in money and send him around the world to just go like, dude, go stage at have fun, you know, like I kind of bring that mentality back where like you're loaded. And I think that's how back in the Roman era you would commission pieces. Like Michelangelo, like he wasn't just getting these things of marble, it's like rich people were commissioning him to do art.
Yes. And
we should like get back to that. You commission a band to do this because you've got money, you want to pay them, they want to do what you know, it's like you want to see them do their thing. And I think it'd be funny to like re-inject society with
I
that.
think that's called being a patron of the arts.
Yeah.
Where you use the extra income that you have.
OnlyFans. I mean, like that's kind of
OnlyFans?
like it, you know, like there's less requests, or I don't know how it works. Actually, there might be a request section.
It seems like you can do pay-per-view messages.
What does that mean?
OnlyFans.
Like
people
they can
have to pay a
to
certain
send you a
amount of
message?
money to receive
a message back,
a certain message from you with like an image or a video or something in it.
Oh.
Like every time they open that message, they pay.
Oh.
I haven't tried it yet, but that's my understanding.
You gotta have your foot messages. You want a foot message?
I'm not ready.
It's not a foot massage. It's a foot message.
I don't think it lines up with my values.
Yeah, I would say. No.
Like, I don't know.
I just think it'd be funny to make trays of nachos and then you step on them. I think it'd be funny to do shit like that. You know,
Let's do it. I don't know.
About these directors were talking about the only way they could make this movie is if they called it a porn. They were like, no one was ever going to give us money, but we wanted to make this like disco sci-fi thing. So they pretended to be a porno. So then they got all this money from people who would like invest in pornos, and then they ended up making like this fucking brilliant masterpiece.
I am really curious about who wants to invest in pornos.
In the 70s, I think it was big business.
Oh, huge. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like Playboy and whatever.
I was just thinking like porn.
Nowadays, you just put on a fucking camera and then at the end.
Yeah. Porn is like much the same thing all the time. Mm-hmm. Or maybe I don't have a very wide understanding of what's out there. In college, my friends and I watched the Pirates porn together.
Oh, the Pirates of the Caribbean thing?
Yeah. That was redonkulous. That was a very big budget porn.
Well, I'm sure a bunch of people are going to pay to see, you know, it's like parody.
The Pirates porn.
Pirates of the Caribbean was huge. I've never seen it.
Do you want to?
No.
Because you're over Johnny Depp?
I'm over Johnny Depp, and I'm not like big into the pirate thing. I don't know.
I always had a huge thing for Orlando Bloom.
Is he in it? Clearly.
Yes.
Clearly he's in it.
He's in it. But I kind of fell for him when he was Legolas in Lord of the Rings. But then I didn't really like Legolas in The Hobbit.
He had legs. His name was Legolas.
Legolas. Not legless.
Okay.
He had 2 legs.
Okay.
Anyway. I also had a big thing for Angelina Jolie.
Yes. I was just about to bring up, was it about Orlando Bloom? Nope.
Johnny Depp? Pirates? Caribbean?
Yes, pirates. Now, the real history of pirates is like badass. Like they'd come and free all the slaves on ships and then like
That's
steal
dope.
all their fucking money and be like, fuck you. And then just
But
like,
did they conscript them into piracy?
I don't think so.
They just set them free?
I'm sure most of the slaves were like, that looks fun. Like, you freed me. I'll,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that sounds really cool because buck slavery, but also it makes me think of like Somalian pirates or like people who are trying to get out of war-torn countries and they get raped and pillaged by pirates.
Oh,
And
I'm sure
They're
pirates
like
were
leaving
fucking
war-torn
savages.
countries with
Yeah.
all the gold from their family heirlooms, and they get murdered by pirates.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've always been such a pacifist. I don't want destruction or.
Did you know Galveston was founded by pirates?
I'm not surprised.
Galveston, Texas. Let's go down there. It's so spooky.
Let's do it. Where is it? Isn't it near Louisiana?
It's in the Gulf. I think it's like directly south.
We can. Aaron was telling me there's like one bridge we have to get beyond, or one dam, and then the rest of it is just like float on to the Gulf.
Down the Colorado?
Mm-hmm. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Let's see. If this was a portal, who would you want to invite into our midst?
Yeah, the first thing that came to mind is sometimes when I was high laying in bed, I'd think about the person who died. A metric we can never measure, but like who died in the most absolute painful way.
Oh, God. And you want to talk to them?
Yeah. I want to know what weird shit happened.
So,
and what year it was. And
in The Sims, I haven't played in a little while, but whenever someone dies, their ghost shows the effects of how they died. So if they drowned, they like leave puddles everywhere.
Right.
And if they got electrocuted, they're like all zappy and shit. And if they died in a fire, they're like smoky, whatever. So I feel like somebody who died in the most painful way possible would still be in agony as a ghost. And it would just be like,
without a doubt,
it would be visceral and terrible to be around them. It'd be awful. I feel like you would feel their pain. I wouldn't want to be in close proximity to
screaming
that.
at me the whole time. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but what time of day was that? And they're like, ah!
Ugh. It reminds me of this anime that I watched called Tokyo Ghoul, where there are these ghouls. They're sort of like vampires, but not really. They like have to eat humans, but they look like humans, but they like their eyes change sort of, and they have to go out at night and eat people. Anyway, there's like one of them gets captured, and they just like cut off his toes and they regenerate, but they like just torture him and like cut off his toes. That always creeps back into my memories for some reason, like this torture. And I guess that's all that to say is I don't want to be around someone who's withstood that type of torture.
Okay, who would you ask then, Megan? You could ask anybody.
Maybe in the interest of sort of self-discovery, I would want to get one of my ancestors.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey, what were you thinking when you did this?
Did you also really like mushrooms?
Or yeah, like what do you like? What do you do? What do you care about? Like, what are you into? And then maybe that would tell me more about myself.
I was recently thinking about, I want to know at what generation, what ancestor was Megan there? Like you saw a glimmer of who you are. Was it 3 generations ago? Was it 6? Was there, it's like, how powerful is that vein of personality? I'm gonna let the dogs out.
It's so trippy to look at your family tree, like, because over the pandemic I worked to build it out, and it goes all the way back to Wales in like 1630.
Okay, so I've been really intrigued about doing that, but from what I gathered, I had to like fill in the blanks. Is there an option where I don't have to fill in the blanks, where they can kind of like connect me?
You don't have to fill in the blanks. They're just like, hey, we have a hint. Can you verify? And then when you verify the hint, that builds out that branch.
Okay.
And so you could do it through Ancestry, but that costs money. But then there's like the Jesuit version, not Jesuit, the Latter-day Saints version, which is free. I think it's called like familysearch.org or something. They have all the same access to the same information. So you could do it.
Would you recommend doing that one, or is it better to just pay the...
I had a lot of fun doing it on Ancestry.
Yeah, I'm not bound by finances.
Sick. Yeah, I would recommend that.
How much was it? There's always a sale. They're like, get 40% off for 4th of July. I'm like, why a 4th of July sale?
I don't remember, but I don't know. I did it with that sweet furlough money, you know? And I did the 23andMe DNA test.
Did it confirm you were a European mutt?
Yeah, like 98% English or some shit. Like, oh, good. I'm the whitest white of the whiteness.
Yeah, I think, though, it's cool to think about all the scallywags over there who were rejecting, you know, the
I mean, I was definitely part of the people who didn't want to be there, and they came over here for some, you know, for the puritanical reasons, which we touched on last time.
I know a lot of slaves came, a lot of like housekeep and a lot of slaves came over here. They were bound.
Oh, yeah. Well, the person that I have identified was Banfield Capron, and he was a surgeon. Banfield Capron.
Whoa.
My mom's maiden name is Capron, and so that goes back. And
Damn.
like, I don't know how to verify any of this shit. My last name is Smith, so I don't know if it's like all verifiable or true, but it's pretty vast. I've got a lot of information.
Well, if you give your name away, then it scrubs who you were, and now we're all clueless.
But I don't want to start from zero.
Neither do I. That's why I didn't change my name. Like,
You've
why
got
would I
a pretty
change
dope
my fucking name?
I would change my name, I think.
Lucas and I have talked about making a new name.
What would you choose?
I don't know. That's why I haven't done it yet. I'm like, oh, what? That is such a hard... Because we're starting one. You know, it's like we're starting what could be for the next however many years, you know, a traceable.
That's cool. I mean, it's what people used to do.
Yeah, fuck it.
Like, I am now John off Dixon.
John off Dixon.
John off Dixon.
I'm gonna do that ancestry shit because I've been really curious too. Like, yeah, and the DNA test, I'm like, I get it. I'm a European mutt, just like everyone else, but might be something cool hidden in there.
Yeah, there's like Denmark shit in there. There's like Germany shit in there.
Think of all those people who had to fuck to get you. I mean, that's a lot.
It's a lot of fucking.
It's important information.
Yeah, but it's like I am the amalgamation of so many different people, but so are they.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost unfathomable. Like, you can't really comprehend how many people had to exist for you to exist. That's huge. It's a head scratcher.
Every egg in one sperm. And now here you are.
Here I am, and to what end? What am I here for?
Cooking. Eating good food.
I can cook. I like the idea of cooking situations. Like transforming things.
Oh, yeah. Alchemy.
Yes, alchemy. Yeah.
You're an alchemist.
I make adjustments. I make it work.
You're a fucking alchemist.
I read that book.
That's why we're best friends. Alchemist and the magician.
That's right. We make shit happen. But we also seek to understand the things that are already happening.
You couldn't be an alchemist or a magician without understanding what's already happening.
Yeah. I think that we will eventually become nuns to our own practice.
I feel like we are.
Yeah, I think so. But there's something about like the contemplative life that seems to be missing. Because we don't...
Are you contemplating?
All the time.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
It's the modern version of that.
I am cloistered to an extent, like...
To a rechargeable extent.
Mm-hmm. My neighbor came and returned my tools and returned my vacuum.
Oh, good. I don't have to beat up anybody.
Like, she wasn't done using it, but I was like, I need my stuff back. I'm sorry. That's the most expensive thing I've ever purchased.
Where are they going?
They have to move. The apartment complex wouldn't renew their lease.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. They're sweeties, but they always have their business out and spread all around. And like I can't take my bike that direction because their chairs are like recliners, and like you have to like squeeze around them to go down the stairs. That's right by.
So I'm
their
sure
apartment.
enough people were like,
It's like
tired of them. And
yeah, and they're sweet, but like they like offered me prescription pills and stuff when I was just like having a beer. They were like, "You want to have a beer?" And they gave me a twisted tea, which is like a hard iced tea or something. And I was like,
"This is diabetes in a can."
Beer.
Yeah,
but they're sweet. I just wish they could get up and do something, you know. And she like peeked into my apartment and she was like, "Wow, you really made this space yours. Me and her didn't really unpack when we moved in." I'm like, wow, like I know how that feels. I have done that before, where I've lived in like 10 different places over the last 8 years, and I've been like incapable of being comfortable.
Yeah.
But it feels like such a gift to have done my space up in such like a therapeutic and beneficial way. Like she was like, "Wow, where'd you get that bike rack? Like, what is that? How'd you get? What is this?"
You were shaking her qubits. She was seeing potential in her own capacity.
Yeah, that's what I really love about doing Rubbish Cook, because people still message me and they're like, "You inspired me to cook today. Like, I haven't been cooking, but you inspired me to like try." I'm like, dude, that is the fucking best shit I've ever heard.
I heard somebody that I just barely met that I might want to pull into an episode to be like, no, honey, this is a stove and you need to fucking learn how to use
what?
it. There's a guy, and I might try to befriend him to be like, come on, you need to learn. Come on, you need to quit eating Taco Bell.
It's an honor to teach and bestow. And it kind of goes back to the thing we were talking about once, where you were like, people want parents. People want teachers. People want someone to show them the way.
They want someone to tell them what to think.
Exactly.
We're idol worshipping beings.
And I've been sort of marinating on that, because I remember bucking against you when you said it before. Like, I don't want to be that. I'm not your fucking mentor. I don't want that responsibility. But like, it's sort of grown on me in a way that like, oh, like this is our human legacy. Like we have to help each other.
Oh my God.
Like, who are we without each other, and without like bestowing upon others like the knowledge and the know-how that you've gleaned by making mistakes. And I think doing the cooking classes has helped me, because I've made so many burnt so many things, fucked so many things up. Just like, guys, do it like this. Like, I have fucked it up so many times, but if you do it like this, like, you'll get better results. And that has been a learning experience for me, like, in and of itself. Just like, oh, we have to help each other. Like, that's the greatest thing that we can do. And I hope that you guys
find Megan on cozymeal.com.
Don't book through Cozy Meal. Book through let'seataustin.com.
Yes. Book through let'seataustin.com.
You can book through Cozy Meal, but then, you know, you might as well use our booking platform. Here it is. Let's eat. But Whitney's on there too. Speaking of which,
I am on there. I'm excited for the newsletter.
June 16. It kind of struck me that I should have put it out at 9 a.m. on July 1st, Friday, because everybody's going to be off work on Monday, July 4th. So then I'll probably send it out at 9 a.m. on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't know how many bookings we're going to get through Instagram.
But it's a newsletter to all of our emails.
Yeah, the newsletter. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that should make things happen. Do you still want to do that?
Yeah.
Even though your job is ramping up?
Yeah. No, I was like, if I did a couple of those a month plus.
Would you just work Saturdays?
I mean, Erin and I have talked, and it's like, that's probably when people would book a drinking thing.
Yeah.
But, we don't need to talk about it on the podcast.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sick. But
such a pleasure.
Are we winding down?
We're winding down.
Ah, ooh, this is a song to say goodbye.
I see Megan's eye.
You see my eye?
In the Mia.
I see your eye.
I see our ancestor.
Okay, now put your right foot in.
And put your right foot out of Virgin
Shake
Mary.
it all
and
about.
shake it all about.
I'm excited to eat lobster rolls.
Oh my god. Don't let the internet know that Aaron's making us lobster rolls.
Yes, I'm a vegetarian, except when Aaron says, I'm going to make you lobster rolls. Yeah. Lobsters used to be food for prisoners because they were so abundant. And
I thought it was illegal to serve too. Like, I thought it was
like the I feel like it was like the 1700s or the 1800s when it was popular food for prisoners. It wasn't perceived as a luxury item yet.
right.
Fun fact. Soak it up.
Soak it up.
Be blessed. Let's see, what's our lesson for today? Quantum
Trust.
soul-searching.
Quantum trust. Open it up. Cut them open. There.
Trust no one, but trust everyone.
Yes.
Well, trust with caveats.
Cut yourself open, and if they cut you, you cut them open.
That's right.
Yeah.
.com.
Go daddy. Go daddy.
Okay, be blessed. Thank you.